Welcome to another episode of Problem Busters with the Honourable Ollie and myself, Jonathan.
Hello, Jonathan.
How are you?
I never get tired of being honourable.
You know, I don't know which episode we chose honourable, or as I say, we.
I feel like you bestowed it upon me. Yeah.
Well, you know, it is a title well deserved. I
think I might start calling you Sir Jonathan. Actually,
well.
I think that's quite suitable as well. You've got the manners of a knight, haven't you?
So, well, thank you.
So who are we going to talk to today, Jonathan? We have with us a special guest who is Adeola Haruna. And Adeola is the co-founder of the GirlCode Academy, and by day is a product manager and former software engineer. And most important of all, has an amazing Nigerian accent. Welcome, Adeola.
Thank you, Lily. Thanks, John. It's nice to be here.
How long have you been in the UK?
6 weeks. Yes, 6 weeks.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm. Wow. How are you finding the, I want to say cold, because,
it ain't Nigeria.
It is very cold. It is very cold, but I'm getting used to it. Yeah. Awesome. It's very cold.
Perfect.
It's a shock.
And to be fair, you did choose a relatively cold city even within the UK, right?
Yes, I did. I did because I do photography, and I came to see the castles. So, yeah.
It's totally reasonable. I love castles. Yeah. So which city do you live in? You're in Scotland, aren't you?
I'm in Scotland, yes. Aberdeen, Scotland.
Beautiful accent.
Oh, nice. Lovely. Yeah. That's an interesting topic, actually, because moving from Nigeria to Scotland, the time zones aren't very different, aren't they?
No, just an hour difference. So no.
Just an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
wow.
so that's
I
pretty
would
cool.
not have guessed that.
Yeah, because you think an entirely different continent as well. It's kind of it doesn't work sort of naturally in your mind when you think, oh, if I'm going to America, oh, I'm going to Australia, but when you think, oh, I'm going to Africa, of course there's time zones across it, but Nigeria specifically, just an hour difference. It's like going to France.
Yeah, I think we're moving into the same time next week. I think, yes.
Oh, yes.
Your mum doesn't know how lucky she is.
Yes.
When I'm awake, my mum is asleep in New Zealand. Love you, mum.
It works for me perfectly. They call me anytime from Nigeria, and I mean anytime, because they know I'll be awake. So.
Oh yeah. Oh, fantastic! So Ollie mentioned, or that you are the co-founder of GirlCode Academy.
Yes.
Could you give us sort of a brief background about yourself and what the GirlCode Academy is?
Okay, thanks, John. So, my name is Adeola Haruna, and I'm Nigerian. Okay, so a bit about me. I started my career as a graphic designer and a web designer in 2012. Yes, and I did that for a couple of years. I worked with a team. I mean, on the team we had they were all men, and I was the only woman. So from company to company, all men, just the only woman in the department. So in 2016, yes, I was working with a company in Lagos, and again, I was the only technical person in the company.
Oh,
yes, technical woman rather, not person. Yeah, I was working with a lot of men. So I met with my boss, and I met with him for something else, and it came up. The fact that I was the only woman came up, and we decided to find a solution to that. But first is identifying the problem, then finding a solution.
Okay.
So yes, so we found out that it's not as if women weren't interested in tech back then, but they did not have the opportunity. So how I started was I was in the university. I was home. I mean, I was all I did back then was watch Tyra Banks show on TV, watch music videos, dance. I mean, I had no worries in life. Yeah, so that was all I did. Then a friend, my brother's friend came around and he saw me at home doing nothing. So I was like, why are you just here? Why not do something? You're on break for 4 months. Why not pick up a skill? I was like, yes, I plan to do that. I think I would like to learn catering. Yeah, I would like to learn catering. And I was like, catering, it's good, but why not learn how to design or something? I was like, design, okay, that sounds good. I said, okay, I'll take you to where I work tomorrow. Get ready by 9. Then I called my friends. Oh, somebody came around my house and he said, he said I should come and learn design. Are you guys interested? I mean, we're all jobless then. We are at home doing nothing. So I went to tell my friends. We followed him to his office and we learned how to design and code. So I told my boss that, how about we train girls? We train girls too. I mean, coming from look at my story. I didn't know anything about programming. I didn't know anything about design. I was just chilling in the house, and somebody came to drag me out. So why not? Let's do that for girls too. Let's tell girls that, well, you can learn this thing. You can learn catering, but why not learn coding too? So yeah, we decided to start GirlCode Academy. So in 2017, we started GirlCode. We rolled out the adverts online. We built a site, just something quick. We did some designs and we put the word out there, and we had applicants. Because it was the first, we had just about 100 applications, yes. And I remember about 50 came for the interviews, and we ended up training about 25 girls. That was in 2017. And
Wow.
yes, in 2017, I mean, it was the first time, and we were just trying to get the word out there. So April 2017, we trained the first 25 girls in the academy, and we partnered with some companies. And after the training, we were able to send some of the girls on internship. So we did a review and we are like, okay, this is good. We can continue. So we decided to take it up a notch, get a bigger space or rent a bigger space because it's been self funded, and take more girls. So we wrote out the applications again, and the number of applicants we had was very very shocking. I think for the second batch we had over 300 applications. Yes,
Mm.
this was end of 2017. We had over 300 applications, and we ended up training about 66. Yes, because of the space and everything. And then during the interviews, we asked the girls, why do you want to learn how to code? Why do you want to come into tech? Why do you want to transition into tech? Why do you want to, I mean, and they keep giving beautiful, beautiful responses. So most of them were like, oh, that they saw something, they saw the site and they liked it. Some of them, most of them were like, oh, okay, I tried to learn online and I didn't get it, and I found this online. So I like to be in the class and everything. And yeah, we did that for in 2018,
Yeah.
and we've been going up and up from there. So now we have about 1,000 applications every time we roll out adverts. Over 1,000,
Wow.
yes. So we've done it 5 times. We had the fifth one last last year, 2021, and we were able to add more courses. So we added front end engineering, yeah, and then we also added product design, and the girls have
Oh.
done very very well, very very well, and we've had lots of success stories, lots and lots of success stories. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell.
Oh, that's a fantastic journey.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing it with us. That's yeah, that's quite impressive. Um
Talk
so
about
initially,
changing lives, right? Setting people
yeah,
up. That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
amazing.
And to think it all started with, somebody coming to your house and saying, you know what, rather than doing catering, why don't you try some design and coding?
Yes,
And
I owe it
then
to him. Yeah.
yeah, and then you use the same principle to recruit more women into the space, right?
Yeah.
You yeah, that's amazing. So I know you said you were initially thinking of catering. Is
Yes.
there in Nigeria, is there do you see a lot of disparity between men and women in terms of the careers that they're pushed into? when they're growing up?
Yes, 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 really, because I think I speak for all or for most Nigerian women when I say we grew up with our mothers um in roles that have been in banking, women as nurses, women in catering around us. I mean, fashion, hair making and all that. Yes. And in Nigeria, you keep hearing, oh, this is for men, this job is for men, this is for women and everything. When you're growing up, you probably hear more men say, I want to be doctors, I want to be a doctor, then women say, I want to be a nurse. Then here women say I want to be a doctor and men say I want to be a nurse. So it's like they have these defined roles and defined jobs for men and women. So it's kind of hard for a woman to decide a to want to be in tech, because most women around
Mm,
you are not even in tech. And when you have people around you doing something, you probably want to do that thing too. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So in terms of, if we bring it to speed it up to when you said you were speaking with your employer at the time, and
hmm
you said there was a problem. Could you explain what that problem was that drove you to create uh, the girl code?
Okay, so the problem was not having the right information and not having enough
Hmm.
representation. So that's what we try to cover that. So the more we have women in tech, the more other women see that, wow, I can do this. So what we try to do is to plant a woman in tech in every family in Nigeria. So I mean, if I'm in tech now and my cousins have told me that they've asked me that, what do you do? And I'm like, okay, they see me pressing the computer, they come around, they look at my screen, and now I have cousins, female cousins in web design and also doing product design. My Nigeria is currently on strike, ASU strike, and my cousin in the university has picked up a laptop and she has told me that I'm going to learn product design. And so I'm saying cousins because I don't have a younger sister. So yeah,
Mm.
I'm only influencing my cousins, my female cousins. So yeah, so representation really matters. When you have someone that looks like you do something, you probably look into that thing and also want to do it. So yeah, so representation and also not having enough information. So we try to cover this too, and that was what we discussed and why we decided to start. Just have
Oh,
bring more women in so that they can push the word out. Yeah,
okay. So as somebody from a demographic that is unrepresented in tech, right? Underrepresented
that's correct.
in tech
Underrepresented.
in
Yeah.
Nigeria. Yeah.
Yes.
Um, could you let us know what it's like,
Hmm. I would
or help us
say
understand what it's like to be a woman in tech?
in Nigeria, well, I would say it's not difficult, but of course you will probably encounter some form of discrimination or bias sometimes. So I'll use myself as an example. I In 2017, I was looking for a new job, and I went for this interview in the company far, far away from my house. And I was still a web designer then, and I remember I was given a project to work on, like a task. I did it, and then the head of engineering then, I think, told me to check my CV and saw that I could design. So he also said I should design something using Photoshop or whatever I was um, familiar with back then. So I designed a flyer, and I had completed the web design task. And I showed it to him, and he was impressed. So he said, okay, that I should meet the boss next. So this was I think it was a gaming company then, I think. So I met with the boss. He saw my work. He liked it. Then he said, "I really like what you've done. It's nice. You've combined graphics and web, which is very impressive. So how much would you like to be paid?" I told him, and I was like, "Well, I can't pay you that because I know you are a woman and you have people giving you money." And I'm like, I don't follow. He said, "Yeah, you're a woman, so you have people that like you that give you money, and your parents will surely give you money." And I was like, I still do not follow. I said, okay, I'm going to give you 40% of what you've asked for because really, what do you need the money for? You can get it from other places. And I remember I was very shocked. I didn't know what to say. I was just looking at
Mm.
him like, because if I mean, it was 2017. I was still, I didn't really understand what he was saying, and
Yeah.
he said some things that I can't say here, and it was it was a very, very uncomfortable interview, and I left the company and I turned down the offer. And I know women have gone through this in Nigeria. I've heard stories. My friends have gone through it where they are being offered less than they requested for because they are women and they feel that they get money from other sources. I mean, the bias is still there, the discrimination is still there, but I know now everybody is fighting and trying to do better in Nigeria. So I think it's getting better by the day.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that you had to experience that.
Ah.
Um, it's
Mm.
uh, it's so unreasonable. It's so
Very
unfair.
unreasonable. Yeah.
But good on you for turning it down, right? I
Yeah.
think everybody listening will be giving you a high five.
Yeah.
They
And
definitely did not deserve you.
yeah, and I think Britain is better off with you with you joining us over here.
Well, that other country north of the wall, what's it called again?
Oh yeah, Scotland. Is it Scotland? Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
but
no,
it's getting better. I mean, women are taking up big roles in Nigeria, and it's really, really nice to see. I have lots of women that I look up to now in tech and in media in Nigeria, and they are really, really doing great stuff.
yeah,
Uh, it's very impressive.
That's
that's good.
awesome.
I think the more and more these incidents become more isolated, I think the better. And
Hmm.
you don't want it to permeate into the industry and stay there. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's really horrible. I was flabbergasted when you were saying it just now. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's completely horrible.
you just
That's
couldn't.
horrible.
Yeah, yeah, and there's
Yeah.
many forms of discrimination, isn't there? Like I've been in the room with people who have said things like, "Oh, I'd rather not hire her because she's probably just going to have a baby and take time off," or
Mm,
Yeah.
or I'll only hire women if they live close by because lots of them don't have cars. And they're just, I mean, it sounds like I'm making it up, but these are some of the things that small-minded people have believed about 56% of the population in the years gone by. And
Hmm.
I can't wait for us to move past it. So
yes.
I'm really
Same.
grateful to people like you for giving people the information and the options.
Yeah.
Can we just talk a little bit about some of the things that graduates from the academy went on to do? Because I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, very, very interesting and very exciting. I mean, these girls inspire me every day. So like I said, when we train the girls, we send them on internships, and lots of them have gone on to, they've left the companies we place them in, and they've gone on to work in bigger companies. And I know one of the most inspiring stories we have, is a girl that she studied medicine. Yeah, she studied to become a doctor, but she wanted to learn how to code. So she joined the academy, and we sent her on. She joined, and she was one of the best students. So she stopped. She dropped a medical degree in her home, and yeah, started coding. Yeah, she did well. We sent her on internship, and now she works for one of the biggest e-learning companies in the world. And it's very, very good to see. So, and some of the girls have gone on to say, "Oh, Adela, thank you so much for training me in coding, and thanks for the opportunity. But I think I found what I love. I would like to become a technical writer." So some are technical writers, some are product designers, web designers, some are data scientists, and some are product managers now. So they've gone on to do great things, great things. And from the last batch that we had, we've had some of the girls come to us and say, "Okay, um, after the training, I started learning some things on my own, and I found this which I would like to do." So I've seen data. I've seen I read about product management, and I think I really, really like it. And I am a product manager, so they come to me for advice, they come to me for opportunities, and really, it's very they inspire me every day. They make me want to be better. So yeah.
It's great. That's
Yeah.
absolutely great.
Yeah. So when you were sort of going through and implementing a lot of the processes and putting together the courses for Girl Code, um, what would you say were some of the things that you learned from doing that? What are the lessons learned from creating Girl Code?
Mm, mm, good question. Okay. Well, I'm just going to say this. So I remember when okay, I think for the first batch, it was easy getting people to train the girls because they were my colleagues in the office. So it was very easy. So I just spoke to them and they're like, oh, sure, why not? Since we're doing the training in the office. But when we started moving to when we started to move to a bigger space, um, and we needed to reach out to some people to volunteer. Some asked us for money. Yes, so back then I was like, oh, why can't they do it for free? I mean, we're giving back and everything. But I realized that people deserve to be paid for their time. People really deserve. You
Mm,
can't just drop everything you're doing and come and um, spend about 6 hours on a Saturday or on a Sunday. Some people deserve to be paid for their time, right? And it's made me appreciate those that from the first batch, those that taught the girls for free at no cost at all. Well, so I learned that people deserve to be paid for their time. I mean, they have these skills, fine, but you can't force them to give back. Yeah, that then friendship. Yes, I learned the value of friendship. So a couple of people that train in the academy are colleagues turned friends and friends that we started together. So remember I mentioned that when the person came to my house and said, "Oh, I'm going to take you to my office. You're going to learn how to code." Remember I called two of my friends. So
hmm
one of them is also a tutor at the academy. She teaches them at no costs. If I tell her to come to any state, she'll pack her bags and come. So yes, I learned that. Then I also so far I've also learned to try to outsource. So I try to we try to do the things. My co-founder and I try to do lots of the things by ourselves, but I realized that we're not getting much done.
mm,
Trying to do it alone. So and people are really offering to access to join the academy, and so we are just now trying to get more people, get more volunteers, and you know take it to the next step. So
yeah.
yes, so those are the
I
lessons
mean,
I've learned.
lovely. Because these all sound like good problems, right? They're all
Mm-hmm,
problems in regard to scaling, right?
mm-hmm,
Outsourcing, resource acquiring resource.
mm-hmm.
So these are all good things. These are all good things in terms of in terms of the sort of the lessons that you're learning, that you're fixing problems and finding answers to.
Yeah.
Have
Yeah.
it have any of the graduates actually provided any feedback or given you some insight that sort of opened your eyes in
Yes.
terms of Girl Code? Mm,
Um. So towards the end of the training for each batch, we ask the girls for feedback. So and most times the major feedback we get is to um really is just to extend the training. The one more time they want to learn.
mm.
Yes, and I think, but the one that made us take a decision last year was when they said we should have a product design class separately. So what we do is for the front end engineering class, we start with product design, and we do that for just 2 weeks or two classes, two sessions. So they told us to separate the classes. Yeah, so that was the feedback we took seriously. And last year we decided to break the classes. So we had the product design program and the front end program. And we realized that for the product design, we had over 500 applications.
Wow.
Yes. And for the training, I think the first day of training, I think it was just a minute. For the first day of the training, it was online. We had, yes, 84 girls joined.
Wow.
84. And the beauty of it is that for the first time last year, we had applicants from other African countries. We had from
Ah,
South
that's
Africa, we had from
amazing.
Kenya, and we had from Ghana. And one of the best performing students is actually a South African. So yes, it's been amazing, really.
That is really amazing. You're expanding into different countries,
Yes.
and in terms of splitting the courses, that's a stroke of genius. Um, I wonder if we have a product person, that we. I just, do we know one that we could speak to right now who would?
Gee, I don't
Mm,
know, right?
mm.
I don't know. I don't know if we do.
Yeah, no.
Um, so could you give us a run through of what the front end course looks like? Sort of week
Hmm.
by week.
Okay, so we train the girls on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So for the HTML, start with basic design principles first every year. I mean, before you even dive into writing the code, you have to understand what needs to be done. I mean, you're a web designer. What are the things you should take into consideration before you start anything? So we teach them the principles of design first. Then we go into the foundations of HTML and go into formation, then CSS, then JavaScript. So that is what we cover. And we train the girls most times 8 weeks, Saturdays only. So we try to break this down into hours for each week. Oh, I forgot to mention something. So a couple of people that we've trained in the past are now back as tutors.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I mean, do you know what really strikes me about it is, from what you've just described, you're effectively doing it as a volunteer
Mm-hmm.
service purely to
Mm-hmm.
give back. Isn't that right?
Yes, that's
Good for you.
correct.
Good for all of you. That's amazing. I hope some of the others listen to this episode, and I just want to say that I think it's amazing to give back to the community in that way, especially to a group of talented people who haven't had the chance and are just so eager and are doing so well. It's just such a powerful way to give back and really make a difference, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
and I guess um, the other thing that really strikes me is that 8 weeks of Saturdays only, you're able to train people in enough that enables them to start a career. I don't know of many other areas of society, certainly not in highly skilled tech, that people could learn and become ready to go and find themselves a job so quickly. It's quite amazing what you're teaching them in such a short time. Don't you think, Jonathan?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So we try
I,
to like assign. So we give them access to the tutors, so they can work on their projects during the week or assignments. And they can reach out to the tutors anytime. So we give them the tutors' Instagram handle and their WhatsApp numbers. So if you don't find them on Instagram, send them a WhatsApp message. And the tutors have been very, 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 very helpful and responsive. So we try to make sure that these girls get the best of everything. Really.
I mean, these
oh
tutors are
wow.
saints, right?
Oh yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, part of the reason why they're so proficient is because it's all practical experience.
Yes, full practical.
They're working on their projects during the week, and they
Yes.
probably have the sort of the lectures on the Saturday
Mm-hmm.
to understand the concepts and everything. But really, it's trial and error, just back to back, back to back. So you tend to develop really quickly that way.
Yes. So yes, that's what we do. We try to so we give them assignments every week. So you're just not
Wow.
idle till the following Saturday.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And what plans do you have for the academy going forward, you and your co-founder and your team?
Oh, okay. Of course, we intend to get more volunteers, more tutors, more people that just can do that can do the operations. Yes, and we also intend to train more ladies in other African countries, not just Nigeria.
Mhm.
So those we had last year, they actually opened our eyes because we asked them how they heard about GirlCode. Because first we were just planning to train Nigerian girls for a couple of years before we expand, and they said they saw it online. It's quite shocking because even when we do the adverts and we target people, we target only Nigerians. So now we need to expand and train more girls from every African country. Who knows? We can start training girls in the UK too, but we'll talk about that. And we also plan to add more courses. then have the physical class and also an online class for those that can't make it to the physical class in Lagos, because you're based in Lagos, Yaba, Lagos. So yeah, then of course try to get people to sponsor the girls. We are trying to get organizations to partner with us, take these girls on internship, give laptops to some that can afford it, because really some girls still can afford laptops. Laptops are quite expensive. So if you have for those that have extra laptops, they can send to the girls. Then adopt a scholar. So adopting a scholar means that you're paying for a girl to learn how to design. You're paying for a girl to learn how to be a software engineer. You're paying for a girl to become a product manager and all that. Then also we intend to add more courses. Yes, so product management, data, data science, and no, just those for now. So yes.
Wow. How could people reach out if they are listening to this and they think, I have an old laptop, or I would like to know how much it would cost to sponsor a woman to go through the program?
Okay, so the fastest way now is by sending an email. I mean, the email is on the website. The website is girlcode.academy, and we have the contact us form there. And then they can also send us a message on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We have people managing these accounts, and we're also on LinkedIn. Oh, they can easily reach out to me. I'm Adeola Haruna on LinkedIn. I'm Adeola Haruna on Instagram.
Perfect. And we'll
And
put that all into the show notes.
yes, so.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. So, I mean, all of this is just is really cool. Could you just, I think you touched on it already, but could you summarize just how some of the things that the graduates have taught you and some of the ways they've inspired you? Because some of the things that you shared to us coming into this episode are just so heartwarming.
Okay. So, like I said, some of the girls have gone on to become team leads, um, started working for international companies, relocated. They got jobs, and from the fourth batch, a girl got a job with a German company, and she lives in Germany now as a software engineer. And they have also been given back by training, coming back as trainers. Yeah, and I remember, yes. So I sorry, I skipped this. There's a girl from the third batch. I was online. I think I was on Instagram or was it Twitter, and I saw a picture. She lives in Ilorin. Ilorin is a place in Nigeria. Ilorin is in Kwara State. It's capital of Kwara, and she trains girls how to code now in a community in Ilorin, which is very, very, very great. That is actually what we want these girls to do. Yeah, so which is
Yes.
great. Yes, so she also
Yes.
trains, and I've had lots of them come to me and say, "Oh, Adela, I want to join the academy. How can I help? What can I do? I don't have to tutor, but I can do. What do you need? I can help you." So yes, and then we have, like I said, we have those that have become technical writers for tech companies. I mean, they said they do not want to code, but they would like to write about tech, and they've gone ahead to write beautiful, beautiful articles for tech companies that they work with. So yes, it's it's great.
That's
Did I, did,
awesome.
did I,
And
did I cover what you need?
yes, you did. You did.
Okay.
That's amazing. And just the uh, in places that have like actually no. Let's. Do you want to tell us a bit about Lagos and about the tech scene there? Because most people listening probably aren't aware how big it is.
Lagos, Lagos. The tech in Lagos in is should I say Lagos or Nigeria?
Yes.
Tech in Nigeria is big now. It's well, from 2012, was it 2012? Well, the first e-commerce site that I ever that is it me? Okay, so the first e-commerce site that I found out was built by Nigerians. I think that should be Konga, or owned by a Nigerian. That's Konga. And I remember how I felt when I went to the site and I was seeing all these products for sale. I was like, wow, so this belongs to a Nigerian. I would have said Jumia, but I think I heard back then. I didn't do my research, but I think I heard back then that it wasn't fully Nigerian. But Konga, I saw Konga and I was like, wow, I was blown away. I was like, okay, the first Nigerian e-commerce site. Mm.
And did you say that
And
was 2012?
I think I can't really remember, but it's been a
Around
while.
then.
Yes,
Okay.
around then. So I think I bought something from the site just to say I ordered for a bag, and it was delivered. And I was like, okay, this is good. This is nice. This is good. And I mean, it's been going up from there. But now, I mean, fintech in Nigeria is booming. I worked for a fintech company before I moved here, and fintech is everywhere. Payment solutions that are being built by Nigerians are are very, very good. I don't know. Do you know Paystack?
I've heard the name, but I
Yes.
can't
So
place it.
Paystack was acquired by Stripe.
Ah,
Then
yes.
yes, then we have Flutterwave. We have One Pipe. We have lots and lots of fintech companies in Nigeria. That the tech in Nigeria is very, very big now. I don't know where to start from because it's a lot. We have lots of startups, and it's so good to see they're getting great investors. They are providing great solutions. I mean, it's a good time to be um it's a good time to be in tech in Nigeria. It's really a good time, and people are actually using the products, adopting the products. It's amazing. So
It's really cool.
yeah.
So, Jonathan, I know that you are being very kind and muting yourself because of your numerous children that are doing their children thing. But do you want to ask a question? Is now a good time?
Um, no, I was just listening about Paysac because I heard about Paysac, which is quite big. It's interesting that it went from Conga, which is sort of e-commerce early on, and then now we've got these huge sort of fintech
Mm-hmm.
startups that are being bought out by these larger corporations.
Yeah.
And I think the opportunity to expand for fintech in Africa is really big because there's a lot of micro transactions, I believe, or micro lending as well that happen,
Yes.
just due to the volume of people as well and the logistics of it all.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's yeah. So I follow a lot of sort of African publications just
Oh,
to see
okay.
how what the fintech scene is looking like.
Yes, yes, and the
Um,
reason, sorry, John. So, and the reason is because we have lots of fintech solutions. Because in Nigeria, people don't really have access to credits, right?
mm,
I will
yes.
probably, yes. So if I need to buy a, let's say, a new computer, and I can't go to the bank for a loan, they will not give me a loan because they'll probably ask for they check my payment my statements, they will check my credit score, they will check, and then they will ask for collateral. They can ask for a land. Where will I get that? I can't even
Mm.
afford a laptop. Where will I get a land or a house from? So all these fintechs are trying to provide loans to people like I mean regular people that need to get things that need to get gadgets, that need to get goods for their stores, that just need access to quick cash, and which is a really, really good thing. So that, and also some people don't have access to banking solutions, so you need to help these people. Some people don't know what a credit card is. They don't know what a debit card is. They don't know how to use the ATM, just because they feel that, oh, the bank is going to ask for things that they cannot afford and everything. So there are people are providing these solutions. We have those that provide the buy now pay later solution, where I can buy something and they pay for me. Then when I have the money, I'll pay them back. It's really nice. I mean, it's very wide, and there are customers for all the solutions. There are customers.
Yeah,
It's
that's
interesting, isn't it,
fantastic.
Jonathan? Because it's
Yeah.
easy. It's easy to thinking back to the sort of the pawn shack people who would advertise late at night on TV and would encourage people to take out loans on high interest rates. They kind of got a bad rap, didn't they? And a bad reputation. But it's really interesting and great to hear that that buy now pay later is filling a gap for people. I think
Yeah.
often in the UK we call people who don't have access to banking the unbanked, don't we? And
Yeah.
Mm,
and there's just not enough options for people, is there?
yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah, and I think it's also, yeah, and I think part of it is the cultural difference, right? And I think peer to peer lending is quite affluent. I know I'm Caribbean, Caribbean, and we have these sort of um, these schemes set around family where you can it's peer, you'd lend money to family members or you'd all put in or whatever. So in Jamaica you'd have something called a partner, and that would be something that my parents would have used and their parents would have used if they wanted to amass a large amount of money, or if they wanted to borrow some money and whatnot. That was really quite effective. But a lot of the digital solutions now, which we're seeing in Africa and Nigeria coming in to fill that gap is really good because you're digitizing it. And also the volume of people, like in the UK, that in Africa there's a huge young population, and there, it's just the volume. So you won't have to put those ridiculous interest rates on, right? You can set a standard rate, and just on volume alone, you'd make a lot of money.
Yes,
So
very
it's
correct.
yeah. So that is one of the benefits as well. So you're not really um, uh, robbing people
Yeah,
who don't have access to these
it's a
different
genuine
to different
service, right?
forms. Yeah, it's a real service. It's
Yes. And for some of these
it's
people, some of these companies, they don't even assume the risk. So they partner with people that provide the money. So you serve as
mm,
like a middleman. So
yeah.
if yes, so they get the money from the big guys and they provide loans to people.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So
So, oh, stepping into the future, then. So if we establish that there's a huge sort of fintech is booming and
mhm.
software is growing. So if we're touching back onto sort of girl code and equality in the workplace, what steps can people listening take to help bring gender balance to tech?
Okay. Well, I know in Nigeria now, um, we have so during the International Women's Day was last week, yes, and
Yeah,
a lot of tech companies in Nigeria rolled out adverts for female interns, um, which is great. And I know that lots of companies, when they send out adverts now, they specify that they want women, and because of that, women are also trying to learn. Yeah, I mean, they've seen the opportunities in tech. They're learning. They're getting better, and we have a couple of female-led fintech companies in Nigeria too, which is very, very inspiring. I mean, I know of economy. I know of Shotlers, and these women are doing great things. They've raised money for their companies, and they also give back by employing women. And yes, so what
mm,
people can do is, I mean, try to employ women, create opportunities for women, and don't say because they are women, you think this is what they can do. We can do everything too. We can code, we can design, we can do everything. Not there is no particular role or that only a man will fit into. Have you tried the woman? Try the woman. Talk to the woman. Let her let you know that she can't do it. Don't just assume that she cannot do it because she's a woman. I mean, I've seen women in Nigeria work till late in the night to get up early, and I mean, always trying to get things done. Don't look at the gender. You do not have to. It's a job. like you have to. We have to. We all have to work. Yes. So just drop that. Interview women. Talk to women. Listen to women. And really, I'm sure you get the best. No, I'm not sure. I know you get the best. I know you get the best. Really. So I
yeah.
mean, just employ more women.
Perfect, perfect. So, say, what would you say to young women who have seen the adverts um, and are still on the fence? because they've maybe had friends or family or school teachers tell them, why don't you stick to catering or nursing or something?
So what I keep saying is just do it.
Mm,
Start. If you don't start, you cannot know what's going to happen. You cannot know if you're good at it or not. Just start. I mean, we've had girls that apply and they're like, I don't even know what product design is. I don't know what HTML is. It sounds like something that you type when you're playing a game. I'm like, don't worry.
mm.
We'll let you know what it is. So just do it. Then reach out to people. Always reach out to people. If you have questions, there are lots of people that are willing to provide, give you answers, to answer your questions, just hold your hand, because I've seen how people around me have been helped, and I've seen how they've also helped people. So if you don't ask, people won't know that you need help. They can't help you if you do not ask, right? So ask questions, reach out to people, sell yourself, and always show up and be consistent.
Amazing. So, so on the other side, on the flip side, to corporations and organizations who have hiring managers, um, what would you tell them about hiring women?
Uh, first, I'll talk about hiring managers.
Mm,
I think they need to always provide feedback, because I don't know why that happens, but I've noticed that after if when people interview, when they do the first interview, hiring managers just keep quiet and they do not say anything. So people don't know if they should move on after a week or two, or they don't know if something went wrong. It's They just keep quiet, no response, no email from the hiring manager. So they need to do better when it comes to that. Yeah. Then so when it comes to hiring men again, I would say just listen to them. Don't box them because of their agenda. Don't think they fit into different kind of role because of the agenda. Listen to them, interview them, ask them all the questions you ask a man, and use determine what to do next based on the answers. Then they should also give tangible feedback. It's very,
yeah.
very important. Yes, so people will know how to get better, what not to do in the next interview, what to do. We just not just the regular generic. Oh, unfortunately, we moved up with somebody else. Why?
Mm.
Yeah. I
Mm. And
think that's
it can, as a hiring manager, feel a bit mean, a bit harsh to give people the reasons. But what you're saying is that's how people will
That's
learn
how
and
people will
grow.
grow. That's correct. That's correct. If
yeah.
you don't tell me, I wouldn't know. I would just keep
Yeah,
wondering what happened,
yeah,
and I can keep repeating that mistake over and over again.
yeah. Well said. I think it might be time for your favorite section, Jonathan. What do you think?
Oh, yes, yes. So this section is the sharing section.
Okay.
Um, so this is where we ask you about some of your interests, so our listeners can learn a bit more about you.
Okay.
So the first one is the biggest one, is the biggest question. Who do you most look up to in the world?
Who? Nobody.
Mm. Ah.
Who? No, no. Yeah. So I'm going to explain. So I admire a lot of people. A lot of people. And because I have my interests are kind of diverse. I have interest in media. I have interest in tech. So there are people from different sectors that I really admire, and I read up on them, and interestingly, most of them are women. So yeah, so for when it comes to tech, um, I admire the founders of the founder of an app called Shuttlers in Nigeria. So it's a solution that solves the transport problem in Nigeria. So why I admire her is because everybody is doing fintech, like I said, but she decided to look at other issues that we have in Nigeria, especially Lagos, and decided to focus on that and not just fintech. So I admire the founder of Shuttlers Then there's this lady. She's a movie producer in Nigeria. Her name is Kemi Adetiba. I've been following her for like ever. She does the best movies in Nigeria. She's good. She's calm, and she gives good advice. So yes, I admire her. Then of course I admire Ava. Ava is a producer in the US. She's very, very inspiring. And a couple of other women like that. So yes, I really, really admire them. And of course my mom. I've learned a lot from her, really. I have learned a lot from my mom. And
I'd like to meet her one day. I think she'd be an amazing woman.
she's very
Yeah.
amazing. I really, really admire my mom. I have learned a lot from her. If not for her, I'd probably not be here. Because she taught me patience. Because I was never patient. She taught me patience. So yes, I admire her a lot. And I also look up to her. I wish to be half the woman she is. So yes.
That's amazing.
Oh, that's amazing. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's probably one of the top answers we've got for that, Ollie. I have to say.
Absolutely. And Adeola, I will check some of those names against you afterwards.
I can send
to
them
make
to
sure.
you.
Yeah, make sure I get the
Oh,
spelling
yes.
right, so that folks can link through and follow some of these inspiring women.
Okay.
I'm interested to see about the movie producer because I hear Nigeria has the second biggest movie production industry in the world. Something along those lines. It's
I think
really
third. We are
big.
the third. Yes, third.
Third.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
so
after
it's
the
really
US
big.
and India. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
It's really
know.
big. It's really, really big. We have lots of movie makers now in Nigeria, and they're getting better.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
they are.
we have good
They are.
movies. So we have a Netflix what's it called? Netflix partnership now.
Like,
So there are lots of Nigerian movies on Netflix now. There are lots of
yeah.
good ones, and of course there are lots of not so good ones. I can recommend some that I can watch.
Please
Yeah.
do it now.
Yeah,
What have you
please.
got?
Yeah, my mum, God rest her soul, she used to love watching Nollywood films,
Oh,
and
lovely.
yes, and what's funny is a lot of Caribbean people do as well, which is which is interesting as well. It's the stories; they're really good.
Yeah. Yeah, they're very good, and lots of them on Netflix. I have some on my list that I keep going back to watch.
Can you give us a couple of examples, and I'll write
Oh,
them down.
okay. We have Isoken, we have King of Boys, and we have Confusion Hour. I mean, there are lots of
Mm,
them. I can send you more.
Okay, thank
yeah.
you. I'll put them all on the list. That's cool.
Ollie's about to do a marathon on Netflix. I
That would
can
be
smell it
nice.
coming.
One of the best things about Netflix. Thank you, Netflix, is
Yeah,
the international films, right? I
yeah.
just love it. And I'm particularly interested in anything that's set in the 1950s. So I've just watched a really awesome short series called A Suitable Boy, which is
Okay.
set in India in the 1950s between Calcutta and different cities.
Mm.
And it's just, especially when folks like us have been kind of stuck in one place during lockdown, it's a way to travel and to learn and to experience things, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so
Um,
so there's this Nigerian movie too you should watch then. I think you will like. I think it's called 76 or is it 78?
Okay. We'll confirm that afterwards. So
It's
that'll be in the notes.
76, yes. It's lovely. It's on Netflix too. But I don't know if it's on Netflix UK, but I know it's on Netflix.
Thank you.
that's all
Yes.
right. I
It's
got a
about
VPN.
the Oh, okay. Nice, nice, nice. Nice. Mm.
Have a nice VPN there.
Okay, so it's a
Yeah, I
nice
think it's called
historical drama. It's
76.
76,
Yeah,
yes. It's
yeah,
nice. You should watch it.
76.
Thank you.
Awesome,
Mhm.
awesome. We may have probably touched on this, but the second question is, what book or film has most inspired you recently?
Maybe we should try a book because you've given us some good
Yeah,
films.
that's true. You've given us a lot of films.
Book that has inspired me recently. Um, okay, so I've been reading lots of articles. It's been a while I picked the book because I've been reading books on product management. Really, I've been reading books on product management.
Nothing wrong
But
with that.
yes, I've been reading books on product management and
Any that really that stand out?
yes. So, okay. Well, interestingly, the last one I read that is still opened is about product management and interviews. So I think it was written by a couple of product managers, and they talked about their interview experiences. So yes, so that and I'm bad with titles. I don't know why this title is not coming to my head now. Okay, so the book is called Ship It.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, so it's Ship It. Yeah. Oh, have you read it?
No, it's on my list.
Oh,
It's on my
okay.
list.
Oh, really?
The,
Nice.
the, the challenge is,
Yes.
Adeola, we meet all these people in the podcast and they give us all these books to read, and I just
Yeah.
don't read
Oh,
fast
okay.
enough.
Okay, so Ship It. It's a I loved reading it. I loved reading, and I still go back to it from time to time. And I actually, so it's about they interviewed a couple of Silicon Valley product managers, and they talked about their experience building products and all that. I love it. So it's called Ship It. Yes, I remember. Yes,
Thank you.
and they also talk about fintech.
Fantastic.
They talk about fintech in the book too. Yes, and how to crack the PM interview, evolution of PM career. I mean, Facebook PMs and I think Airbnb PMs. Lots of PMs. It's a nice book.
Thank you. That's awesome. And what about movements? Are there any movements or projects that you're excited about at the moment, either in Africa or in other parts of the world?
I'm going to be biased and say GirlCode.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, so yeah, GirlCode. Like I'm really really happy with how we are moving, and we're trying to get the word out there, and we're trying to train more African ladies, and I mean it's nice. I'm inspired. I'm gingered. Do you know what gingered is?
No.
I'm gingered. I'm inspired, and I'm ready to go. So yeah, GirlCode.
It's an awesome. It does feel like a movement, and I was thinking that while you were talking, right? That when people start and the numbers start increasing, and people are coming back to give back, that's a powerful thing, right?
Yeah.
So, leading on from that, what is one thing that you would like to change in the world if you could?
Can there be peace? Can we just live together as one?
Absolutely.
Really, if I could, I would just let there be peace. Let's live together as one. But a friend has told me that it's not possible. That it's important for us to agree and to disagree rather.
I would say that there are different levels of disagreement.
Yeah, there are different levels. I mean, what's going on in Ukraine is very, very sad. I had to call my friends in Ukraine. They had to leave. We couldn't reach some of them for a while, and we were all bothered. It was a terrible period. But now some are back in Nigeria, some are in the UK, which is good. But I mean, some people are still there. Some people are dead. It's very sad.
Awful. We have a lot of people in the team who are in Romania, Poland, Russia, Ukraine, and all of them are in exactly the same place. It's just an awful thing that they wish would stop. All of them. Doesn't matter what country they come from, does it?
Doesn't matter at all. Yeah.
And what one thing would you like people to take away from this episode?
So, I would say for those that can give back, for those that are privileged, for those that have the opportunity to help lift others, I mean, please try to do that. Yes. And for those that don't know how to start, for those that are confused, for those that don't, that think they are lost, let them also try to speak out, reach out to people. I mean, the worst you can get is a no, but you keep trying. Like we say in Nigeria, no, they kill anybody. It means that telling me no does not mean I'll die or leave the earth. So, yeah, so just keep pushing, keep doing what you can do. So, and if you can you can provide solutions, you can help people, please do that. So, yeah, yeah.
You are such an inspiring person. Thank
you. Okay.
And how can people find out more about you? We'll put all your links into the show notes, of course, but perhaps just the GirlCode website once more.
Yes, so the GirlCode website is girlcode.academy, not girlcode.com or girlcode.org. It's girlcode.academy because I know people type girlcode.com, but it's girlcode.academy. Yes, so yeah, then I'm on LinkedIn, Adeola Haruna. I'm on Instagram, Adeola Haruna.
Awesome. We'll add that in. Adeola, thank you so much. Thank you for what you've been doing. Thank you to all the GirlCode community and for all the people that keep giving back. And in anticipation, thank you to anybody who sends an old laptop to give one, if not two, if not three people a chance at
Yeah.
an amazing life working in tech.
Thank you for having me, John and Oli.
You're very welcome. This was a very inspiring episode. You're a very inspiring person. And you're doing good. Doing good in the world, I think, and it's all positive energy, and I love it. I think this is a fantastic cause that you're pushing, and I think the outcome is just amazing, and I hope that it continues to grow and that you touch many more people's lives. So thank you, Adeola.
Thank you, Jonathan.
And thanks for listening in, folks. There's plenty more to come from Jonathan and I, and you know how to subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Look after each other.
Ciao.